What is going on, everyone? Welcome to episode 118 of Littleroot Lessons. As always, I'm your host, Carter Noble, joined by our fantastic co-host, Carl Wilkin. What's up, dude?
Scarlet Violet news, that's what's up.
Yeah! Kind of out of the blue.
We were kind of overdue. If you followed the leak community at all, we knew that this trailer was coming about a week out, and then they formally announced it the day before, because it's Nintendo, that's what they do nowadays.
Still better than Wizards.
Yep, I would have to agree with that. So we're going to look at the trailer again today, kind of take a little bit more of an in-depth overall look. There's some cool little secret things hiding in there that you don't maybe not caught the first time around, which if you've been on YouTube for any length of time here in the past week, you've probably seen or heard all this before. But after watching it the first time, I haven't really went back and watched it again. So this will be the second time I've actually watched it.
I've watched it. I watched it that morning, and then I showed Tiff that afternoon because she was, I think she was still asleep when it went live.
Mm-hmm.
So when she woke up, she had a picture of LeChonk on her phone that I sent her, and she's like, "What is this thing?" I'm like, "Oh, you don't know yet. Your inbox hasn't blown up yet. Got it."
Yeah. So it'll be interesting to look out over this trailer again and kind of talk it out. So let's go ahead and do that. I'm going to transition screens here.
Sure. Let's do it.
Ta-da!
Let's watch some videos.
Okay. So obviously not going to be any audio on their end, but because copyright and all that jazz, we don't want to get in trouble.
Yeah, let's do it.
So obviously we're looking at our player characters, which the more and more I look at them remind me of the Pokemon Snap characters.
Agreed.
So this is cool. People have been speculating on Twitter about this has hidden meaning because they're not normal architecture, I guess, for the pillars here. Somebody was talking about it has Johto esque building vibes. I'm just I think everyone's just trying to reach really, really hard.
There's a face on the little thing and I can't unsee it. There's a little panda face and I can't unsee it.
But the big thing here is this is showing that the games are going to be very different compared to what we're normally getting.
Which is really, really cool in all actuality.
Which we'll get into more of the differences between the two as we progress. But this is the first time it's just hey, these are going to be different games because you have pretty much the same shot mirrored with different things on it, right?
Well, if you also notice, and this could just be, again, just mass speculation, but the angles that they're showing you here could be very important as well. The fact that here in Violet, we have this treehouse scene going on up here in the left, whereas in Scarlet, we have this dome texture looking thing. Mm-hmm. And again, if you look at the actual building itself, they look very similar outside of the insignia there on the Violet the Violet screen, but
the colors are going to be a big role here.
Yeah, for sure. So honestly, face value, I'm sure the dome versus the treehouse means something. As to what, who knows? Which we will, when we enter the speculation zone later, we can talk about all that.
And so we get more screenshots here. We get to see the names. So this is the first big difference here from most Pokemon games is we have two professors, one for each version of the game.
Very, very different than anything we've seen before. And here's my thought. They are both going to be in both games.
Just not in the way you're thinking.
In some capacity, yeah, they are both going to be involved in the game somehow. I don't know how, because obviously, I have no idea, but
we don't work at Game Freak. We don't know.
but I do think they are both going to show up in both games, and I have a feeling that game sales are not going to reflect that, because people are going to think differently and want a specific professor.
Which professor do you want, Carter?
I don't care. I don't care.
You don't care?
Nah, because they're going to be both in the same game, so it doesn't matter, Carl.
No, but it matters, because then which one is going to be your starting professor? Which one's going to give you your starters?
Maybe these aren't even the same. We don't know that. Maybe these are just like important characters to the game, and there's
maybe
actually
they're
a
like
third
Sycamore.
Professor.
Maybe they're like Sycamore to Gen 6, where he doesn't actually do anything. He's kind of just there.
He just kind of shows up
point.
and is hot.
Yeah, exactly. They just show up and they're hot. So we talk. This is Professor Sada, which the thought to be the professor for Scarlet, which is the way they explained it on the website.
See, I actually haven't read the article.
You haven't actually been to it. So they explicitly say on the website that Sada and Turo are for like specific professors for Scarlet and Violet researching something. They didn't specify what, which we just assumed to be the game mechanic at this point, because Pokemon storytelling and all that jazz, as Carter goes and looks up the article and all that stuff for the website.
No, first I went to the YouTube channel to see if it was linked on here, which I'm assuming this is.
It is somewhere down below.
I'll find it.
And so you definitely see like there's a theme between each of the games. Going back to like the title, the words, there's a reason these are different like fonts, right?
Like
there's
the idea that the backgrounds of them are vastly different, I think, is also going to be very critical, especially when we go to talk about things here later.
Yeah. So, too far. Jumped too far. So Professor Sada, Professor Turo, something about starters. We get to see these guys again. Sprigatito is adorable.
I'm going to say this. The models of the starters I don't particularly love. Like, I don't know what it is about them, but they just look... The characters themselves look very out of place based on the environment and textures of the environment. Granted, this is not official game footage.
That was going to be my...
are obviously the main point of this, of what you need to be looking at, and what they're trying to show off is the 3D models in this environment.
Yeah.
But it's kind of just off-putting that these look so vastly different than everything else around them. It's really, really apparent on this Sprigatito shot here that you have stopped. It's really obvious there.
Well, yeah, they don't focus on making sure that their backgrounds and everything are done first. The first thing to do when you're developing these games is get your Pokemon done, right? You want your Pokemon to all be done. That way you can place them in whatever world and then build the world around them later.
For sure, for sure.
The reason it also probably looks a little bit awkward is this is the first Pokemon game where there's no black outline around the Pokemon.
Oh!
They're no longer the cell-shaded shadows.
Oh, that's
probably why it looks weird and looks foreign to you, because this is the first time where they actually look like animals and not like cartoons. You know what I mean?
I hadn't actually noticed that until you said something.
So now instead of that black line that you see around all the sprites and everything, it's this white glow.
Which, if you look at the official artwork of them, they all still have that, outline to them.
Yeah.
So,
which,
the
in a
transition from
shape,
2D to 3D, they remove that. And I don't know. That's really interesting.
When we get to Quoxley here, you could see usually there would be this black line shadow underneath the cloth here. That's gone. It now just blends together really, really well.
Can we talk about the trees and how good they look?
Everybody loves talking about trees in Pokemon games. I don't understand why.
I believe it was Cerebi Joe's wife,
Yes.
girlfriend, significant other.
Yeah.
Made a tweet about, but guys, no one's talking about the trees. I lost it.
Go from Quaxley here, like, here's Fuecoco. You can see that it's like, it's more color outline than black outline.
Which, I don't know, orange. Next to this, like, hyper-realistic orange, next to cartoon dinosaur.
I'm about to say, like, look at this orange compared to this dinosaur.
I love him, and I would still die for him. But he looks really, really funky next to this hyper-realistic orange.
Yeah. And then we get to look at our friend / rival / competitive partner Pokemon thing.
This is Nemona, according to the official. I don't think they ever actually like have their name in the video here. I could be wrong, but I don't think so.
No. So we got that through the official website.
Cool.
So I'm gonna stop this here because this is the first good shot we get of this. This gauntlet here around her arm, this purple maroon thing. There's a band here that looks like either a Dynamax band or a Mega Ring or whatever. Everyone's like, oh, Mega Evolution's in the game, blah, blah, blah. I don't think it's got anything to do with the gimmick.
Or, and hear me out, like you said, it's a stylistic choice.
Yeah.
It's something they can put in there to make people think.
Exactly.
I guarantee it.
So it's funny because like in her, like if you read her little entry on the official website, she can't throw Pokeballs very well. So I literally think that this is just
skill in battle, though it does also seem that she's not the best at throwing Pokeballs. Isn't this just Hop's thing?
Yeah, exactly.
Like, why would they give the same characteristic to the rival in back-to-back games?
I don't know.
Like,
but
I'm mad that you told me this because otherwise I wouldn't have noticed.
Nope, gotta make you read these things. Gotta make you think. That's our job. The other thing I wanted to point out: look at the freaking textures on this shirt.
Yeah, it looks great. I love it.
It's amazing. Like you can see threads. Holy crap! Like
there's a lot of speculation that this line here of "Are you these three's trainer?" is talking to you, the actual player, referring to all three of the starters. And I think that's very incorrect that you're getting all three of the starters because
no, we're not.
There's if they do, I genuinely would be very surprised. I can't see them going, "Oh, here you go. Here's 3 Pokemon to start the game. Have fun." Like,
yeah, no,
I don't see that happening.
That's another thing on the website. If you go to the official website, they tell you that you have to pick when you pick a starter, you pick your first partner Pokemon. So
man, I'm so glad I have you here because, dude, I would be so lost.
They specifically tell you that on the website about picking your first partner Pokemon, so you're not getting all 3. Not at least not at the start. You might get them later on.
It does say first partner Pokemon. I would like to point that out, so it's not disqualifying it, but I don't think it's correct.
Yeah. And then we get to see our first battle animation. Big stop here. There's a Wingull on the Pokestop Center gym center thing here.
I'm more worried about the pair of shoes. Can I change my shoes?
Yes.
All right, cool.
You probably will be able to change your shoes. There's been a lot of people talking about these Poke Center things. Like, are they marts? Are they Pokemon centers? Are they both? And
are
why
they
do
the
they
entirety
look
of the towns?
Like, why do they look like pit stop? Like
why do they
stations?
Look like gas stations?
Yeah. So that's kind of cool. Also, we get to see the Pokeball, like up close and personal. That's kind of cool. And then we get our first new Pokemon outside of the starters that we already saw at the trailer. This
So
is
this is Palmy the
Palmy.
electric. Is that
It's
all we know about it? Is mono electric and it's a foot tall.
it is mono electric. It has static as an ability.
And natural cure. Interesting. It also has a thing here talking about thick fur that stores electricity. I wonder if they could give this like fur coat as a hidden ability.
Maybe. That'd be kind of cool.
Generic Pika clone is generic and Pika clone. I don't have anything to really say about this thing. It's cute and adorable, and it probably will evolve.
My hope
is where they finally give Goroshu's evolution.
Yeah, I was about to say, what if we get something Gorochu like? I hope it evolves into like ground electric. That's what I want. It's either going to be, I hope it's either ground electric or like fighting electric. It's going to punch people with these paws.
Are either of those unique?
Ground electric is Stunfisk, but electric fighting I think is unique.
I'm looking at unused Pokemon type combinations.
You're frozen on my screen, bud. There you go. Now you're back.
Unused electric types. We have electric fighting is unused.
It's the only one,
That
right?
would be correct. Yes. Today I learned fire and electric and grass and electric are only the only Pokemon who have those are Rotom forms.
Yep, I'm about to say those are only Rotom forms.
Electric rock is only
Alolan Golem. The Alolan Golem line.
Smart. Interesting. Okay. I'm good. Continue. Cute and adorable.
So, cute and
I have
adorable.
nothing else to say about it.
I believe she has all of the Pokemon that we're going to see today as partner Pokemon.
That's not true.
The way they talked about it,
I don't know.
The way that everyone's been talking about it, she has all of those Pokemon. We'll get to them. When we get to them, we'll talk about it. But here's the big thing that I want to talk about. So the connectivity between Sword and Shield for like Dynamax adventures and the raids and whatnot was really, really cool. The connectivity between Pokemon Legends is really, really cool. Being able to like pick up other people's stuff and return it. So we're going to take this to the next step. This is our first open world Pokemon game.
Correct.
And you can play
truly open world.
Yeah.
Hopefully.
I think the most we'll have is loading zone between areas, which is not a big deal. I mean,
that's kind of what we have in PLA to an extent, but
yeah.
I'm hoping this is even more open world and even bigger than that.
Yeah. So you can play with 4 people, you and 3 others at a time, which I believe that they're using like the Dynamax raid mechanics to supplement this, because it's like, hey, here's this code we already have built. Let's just make it to where you can play with 4 people, and there you go. As we see this Sciences guy,
someone post online, they're like, can they just go ahead and say that the gimmick of playing with friends is just gonna raise your shiny odds to like 1 in 300 or something? Like, can they just go ahead and announce that?
That
please?
would be great, please, and thank you. We get to see all the emotes here in the different character styles and different like clothing options.
Is that a sailor hat?
Do
I get a sailor hat, Carl?
You can get a sailor's hat.
I'm not going to, but I was just asking for those who are going to be interested in it.
Yep. Also, there's a quillfish. It's very, very tiny. People watching the podcast
correct.
will not be able to see it. We'll get a better picture here in a minute, but Quillfish and Overquill confirmed for Scarlet and Violet now.
Is Overquill officially official? Or are we just speculating that it's official?
With the way home compatibility works, this probably will mean that Hisuian forms will be available in Scarlet and Violet.
Well, when we actually get to talking about like the leaked, well, not the leaked, but like the revealed Pokédex and everything, a majority of the Pokemon that have Hisuian forms have been like released to be like officially known to be in game.
Mm-hmm.
I think the ones that like aren't off the top of my head, we haven't seen like Scyther.
Yep.
We haven't seen Ursaring, we haven't seen Arcanine, I think are like the three that come to mind immediately.
Yeah.
But a vast majority of them have. So that's actually really interesting to think about.
And so we're going to continue here. Everyone's going to walk off doing their own thing. We get to see all the fancy shadows and whatnot.
Also, Pikachu officially.
Also, Pikachu officially. If Pikachu wasn't in a game, I'd be very surprised.
Who cares?
So we get to kind of look at all the different biomes that we're going to be playing in. There's this kind of savanna wasteland dry biome.
Yeah, it looks cool. I'm down.
This kind of
Generic
coastal
ocean, ocean coastline. Yeah, sure, whatever.
Snowy mountains, which there's always a snow area. Let's be honest.
I don't remember if they like show more in depth with that one or not. I don't know. I feel like
I think the most we see is a cryogonal.
Yes, I think you are correct. I think the like winter-esque, like these frozen tundra biomes are always really cool and always can be like some of the prettiest. Like thinking about like Sword and Shield, one of the coolest moments is when you're walking up the hill. And you have like the peak of the mountain or whatever that you finally hit, and that's when it reveals the last town or whatever it is. It's been like 3 years since Sword and Shield came out, and I still couldn't tell you what town is what. Yeah. I had to look every time. It's like I don't know the town names, and at this point I'm probably not gonna learn.
Well, you ain't gonna have to worry about it here in about 7 months or so.
Yeah, exactly. Like
or however many
months,
months
and I
it
don't
is.
have to worry about it anymore.
Yeah. And then our last biome is this cave biome. And so we'll kind of just skip here to the Savannah biome. We see Fletchling, Flaffy. I know a lot of people are excited for Ampharos to be back in the games.
It's not going to be good.
No, it's not going to be very good.
Even as limited decks, I don't...
There's much better electric types.
They need to give it either like a regional evolution, which we know they have done.
Yep.
And like just power creep Ampharos out of the game, or give Ampharos like something big that will actually be usable. Yep. Give it Fur Coat.
There you go.
Like, there you go. I solved Ampharos' problems. It's probably
give
still
it
not very
lightning
good,
rod.
but I solved its problems.
Just give it
Doesn't
lightning
it
rod.
already have lightning rod?
I don't think it gets lightning rod. I think that's the thing we wanted it to get, but it doesn't get it.
Ampharos. Oh, it gets static and plus. Got it.
That's what it was. Useless
static.
Static.
Abilities.
Yeah, and like that's why I was like, we gave it lightning rod in the ROM hack or whatever we were working on.
Dude, even still, like it has base stats of like 5'10". That's not terrible.
No.
But like when you look at like actual used stats, you lose 75 points to attack. Like there's no reason its attack needs to be that high when it's just not going to use it.
Exactly.
Same with like when it mega evolves, it goes up to 95 attack. Why?
I don't know.
Who's playing physical Ampharos in this environment?
Anywho, let's talk about Smoliv here. Our second new Pokemon.
Have you seen the image? I don't remember if I sent it to you, but someone drew Smoliv and it's crying over dropping an ice cream cone, and it is absolutely adorable, and I love it. I think I sent it to Tiff. I'll have to forward it to you so you can put it in the thumbnail or something.
Okay. So Smoliv is a grass normal type. Pretty cool. I believe the only grass normal types we've seen before are the Sawsbuck line.
Yes, I believe that is actually it.
I don't think Go-Goat is. I think Go-Goat's just grass. Because Go-Goat's the other one I think about when I think about normal grass, but I'm not sure if it is.
I believe it is just... Let's see. I believe... That doesn't help me. No, it did help me. It didn't. I lied. Unique type evolutions. Let's see. I bet it's not going to show up as unique because... Let's see. Let's just do a Control F.
Go-Goat.
List of Pokemon with formerly unique type combinations. What does that mean?
Pokemon that had extras added. So, like, say there was just one.
Oh, I wonder if they are counting Gen 9 because they're adding in Smoliv. If this is no longer unique,
I don't know. Here, just give me a second. I don't know why you just didn't go to Showdown.
because you're smart, Carl. Okay, you thought harder than I did. Look, I don't need this kind of harassment this late. Okay, it's past my bedtime almost. What's Showdown saying?
Go-Goat is strictly grass.
No, I want to know about normal grass types.
Oh. My dogs are not happy. Yeah, it is literally Sawsbuck and Deerling.
Okay, cool. Perfection.
So Smoliv breaks that chain, and we have another normal grass type. This one has Early Bird, right? Should be Early Bird.
Yes, Early
Which is
Bird.
weird.
I don't actually understand why, but okay.
Something
It's also fine without eating or drinking. You can just starve it and it'll be okay.
Yeah, it's plant. It's photosynthesis.
Oil so bitter and astringent it will make you flinch.
Wonder if that hints at like a special move or something.
I feel like they could do something with that in like an ability.
Yeah.
And instead they chose to give it
Early Bird.
Yes, thank you. I literally already blanked.
Smoliv is really cute. I love the anxious face all the time. I think this is a really cool design, even though it's just generic grass type with a fruit on its head. Like
this reminds me a lot of like Tim designs.
It's close, probably, yeah.
It's really similar.
If I was gonna compare this to a Pokemon that already exists, like Bounsweet.
Okay.
Just like an anxious Bounsweet, you know what I mean?
Yeah, I see it.
And then we get to see the catching animation. The thing we didn't really touch on here is the sneaking up on Pokemon from like we saw in PLA.
Or Omega Ruby Alpha Sapphire.
You could kind of do it in Sword and Shield, but it wasn't as great.
Yeah, it's
so
whatever.
I wonder if it's going to take like you could still encounter it in the wild grass back here in the background.
I don't know.
But you'll be able to sneak up on these Pokemon who are just like grouped together like you would in PLA.
Yeah, we haven't seen a ton of like overworld interactions yet, so we don't know how much this actually interacts like PLA yet.
Yep. Also, catch animation's cool.
Yeah, sure.
Also,
I have nothing against it.
Our favorite boy.
The cutest, most adorable thing that has ever been existed since Generation 9.
Anybody who thinks this is dinner, get out of here.
Please leave.
Lechonk is great. I love this pig.
It's so adorable. I love it. Also, the UI here I actually think is really, really clean too.
Yeah, I'm about to say, the UI is very clean. It doesn't have a lot of extra bells and whistles, I feel like.
And I think that's perfect. I think it's small and compact, and that's exactly what we need from like I don't think it's like crazy to say that I think that like Sword and Shield's UI is kind of just over the top. Like compared to this, I think this is very simple and very sleek, and I like it a lot.
Yeah. We don't see an experience bar down here on the Squawksley anywhere, which is a little concerning to me sometimes because I like to know that information while I'm like in my HUD here.
It also could be that like it's just not currently present because you're not gaining experience. Like that could just be something they're doing.
Yeah.
It's not relevant to the battle, so it's not included. It also could just be that it's there.
Yeah.
And like who knows? I don't know. I have nothing against it. I have nothing for it. Or they could bring back Gen 1 and just make you guess and be like, oh, I don't know.
I don't know where we're at. The other big thing is this check status option
Yep,
down here.
love
the
it.
Y.
Absolutely love it.
I'm glad that's back. I wish they would have mapped it to like plus.
Yeah, I'm fine with whatever.
So the reason I'm upset about this is because in PLA you had the hot buttons. You could press X for bag or whatever.
Oh, yeah.
And
okay.
with Y being check status, that tells me that we probably don't have the hotkey buttons like we did in PLA. Which is a little disappointing.
Yeah, sure.
Feels like a step backwards. That's just me nitpicking though.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's whatever. I don't have anything again for or against it, and it could also just be that they are still present. It's just a different button.
Maybe.
Who knows?
Anywho, Lechonk is adorable.
I love him.
He is a normal Pokemon, just normal type right now at base value. Has Gluttony and
I had it pulled up.
It's Gluttony and something else. Gluttony's the big deal, right?
Gluttony's the one that's actually like usable.
Gluttony's the one that matters.
Aroma Veil.
Ah, okay. So that's kind of cool, I guess.
Yeah, I think like Aroma Veil's pretty decent ability, right? Like it's the one that prevents you from being taunted and all that good stuff.
Yeah, it prevents taunt, torment, other crazy weird statuses that aren't the normal paralysis, sleep, burn, whatever.
And it's only on Aromatease? Is that right?
I think other Pokemon have it.
I'm looking.
But
Aroma Veil. Aromatease, Alchemy, and that's it.
Yeah.
Attract, Disable, Encore, Heal, Block, Taunt, and Torment.
Yep.
Very
Blocks
cool.
all the weird status moves that aren't standard.
Yep, really, really cool. I like it.
Get to see a battle animation, which is cool. So this is cool. We had to literally walk up on a trainer to get in a battle here. So that kind of, maybe it's just like line of sight the way it works. Maybe you have to be really close. But I want to draw your attention to the flowers.
Got some little flabébés in the background.
Yeah. When you're watching this at full speed, you don't really get to see them unless you're just really watching.
Yeah, it's really hard to
because it goes
notice it.
So fast.
Yep.
And then we get to see Choodle, confirmed for the game. Here is the snow area a little bit with the weird Pokestop Center. So I see the blue one for a mart. I see the red one for a Poke Center. The green one's usually like trades, right? Trades, PC, whatever.
Yeah, I'm assuming like that's what it's going to be. It could be like online features. Who knows?
So this is literally
just this is like open world. Could be that you do have to be at one for to access like online features, but I think that's a pretty big like regression in like what they want from their games.
I think this is going to be more just like here, have access to like your PC and whatnot.
It could also be like the move relearner and like, you know, just like generic third NPC that lets you
nickname your Pokemon, relearn moves, that do that stuff. Yeah, that guy who's been lumped into stuff like this.
The guy, yeah.
And so, but this means that these probably are just our Poke Centers from now on.
Yeah.
They probably won't have them in towns. We'll probably just have to be out in the overworld to do this stuff.
And honestly, I think that actually works out really well because it removes like excess loading screens. You just walk up to them.
Yeah.
Yeah, I actually really like that change. And I don't think anyone that I've like watched anything on has said anything about that. Where it's like, hey, this is actually like really cool and I'm a fan of it.
Yep. Trainer emotes are cool. I think we don't really get, like, they had them in other games, but you didn't really get to see them like do that stuff. This is cool. Bagon and Lavatar being traded here. We get to see the trade animation. Evan pointed out that the red and yellow smoke trails are really just like reminiscent of like the Spain fighter pilots, because that's what they do, which is really cool.
Yeah, like a super small detail that like me as an ignorant American would never have ever noticed. Like, but, super unique and super minor and means something to someone, I'm sure.
But what's cool about this is we get to play as Salamence and T-Tar in VGC again, which is
One of those
why
I'm
I'm excited.
really excited about. The other one is Tyranitar.
Yeah, right. I want Salamence never really got to shine because it's like here it's in the Crown Tundra with all these legendaries that just do its job better.
Mm-hmm.
Cough cough Landorus cough cough. There's a very happy Venonat there.
Also, it really bothers me that people don't realize how huge Venonat is.
Oh yeah, yeah, Venonat is
massive.
huge. We get to see Colossal. I thought there was something with this little red ember thing way up here.
It's just a light.
It's just a light. I zoomed in on it like multiple times before this, and it's just a light. We get to see Toxapex, and there's a shelter.
Is that what that is?
Yeah, that is a shelter.
See, I couldn't tell if that was a shelter, like a Sinistea hanging out, and I figured that was not it.
And then we get to see
we got Gengar.
We've got Lurantis. So that's something that's cool. We got Talonflame, which is going to be really, really cool, especially if they keep like dynamic speed changes.
Mm-hmm. Which, again, I can't imagine them doing away with, but...
Let's get rid of Whimsicott and the prankster ones, and let's just do this one.
No,
Carl, let's just do this one.
No.
We've got enough grass types as it is. We don't need more.
But it's so floofy.
It's fine.
But I love him.
We get our shot at maybe what might be a battle arena.
Yeah, possible, like, gym.
And whatever
gym
this
battle.
flower is in the corner here, it looks like a sunflora.
A potted sunflora.
It does. That's exactly what it looks like, right?
Yeah, I now that you say that, I do see it.
So this is kind of cool.
I like this. I think this is cool looking.
And then he's got these flags with this crazy star symbol. I don't know what these are.
Evil team incoming.
You think so, huh?
Nope. I'm just throwing out ideas that I'm sure everyone else has already said.
We got a really cool animation here, whatever this is. My dogs are definitely not happy.
Yeah, they're going off about something.
Anywho, I wanted to talk about this tower. Come back. So this is cool.
Battle Tower returns.
Maybe. We don't know yet.
I don't know. Again, who knows?
But again, this is like there's this foggy area here with the flags. There's this sandy area here with the tower. So there's a lot of just like different biomes to explore in this game. It looks like, which is cool.
Mm-hmm. I agree.
And then we get Pikachu and the trainer running up to the hill, going out to the ocean, and that's the end of the gameplay footage trailer.
And then, fast forwarding a little bit here, we have like official date announced of November 18th. But before we get to all that, we have the cinematic reveal of the legendaries of the game, which I'm not even going to pretend to act like I know what they're called yet, because
I know what they are.
We have Koraidon and Miraidon.
So the current pronunciations I've been running around are Koraidon and Miraidon.
Yeah, sure.
Which it's the play on ride on, because they look like bikes.
Yeah, sure.
Like they look like vehicles you would ride. And they both play this like with the same thing with the professors that we talked about earlier, this tribal versus traditional versus modernization theme going back and forth, past, future, time travel, whatever they've been talking about. Everyone assumes time travel. I don't think it's time travel.
I would like to point out on the official article here, it says, these two Pokemon are said to have powers that far surpass those of other Pokemon. So, that's, I'm sure, not a sign of things that will end badly in 3 years.
Yeah.
I'm really curious what the article says about Zacian and Zamazenta.
And so there's really cool details here. You get to see the LEDs in the eyes on Miraidon. You can see the scale details on Koraidon. And that's really cool. We get our box cover art, and we get to see these banner covers essentially for both of the titles that we hadn't seen before, which again reflect the differences of the legendaries going back and forth.
Also, hot take. I think the boxes are super generic. I don't hate them, but like, especially, I don't know, like, I guess you could say the same thing about like Sword and Shield. It's like super generic. I don't know.
I mean, it's a Pokemon box. Point out one box that hasn't been done like this before.
Hold on. I'm looking.
Find me a box that doesn't just have the name of the game and the restricted Pokemon box cover on the front.
Nope. Hold on.
Yeah, exactly.
We're holding on, Carl.
Okay. It's going to be name, cool theme background, restricted Pokemon.
Got it.
Sir, that is not a main series Pokemon game.
You didn't specify.
Yes, I did. I literally said main series Pokemon game that doesn't have box legendary.
Fine. You win this time.
Like, you can't nitpick this because this is just they just know it works. This is their formula.
Know. It's super generic. It's whatever. I don't really care. If you'll excuse me, I have games to go pick up.
Yeah, you dropped all of them. And so we get to look at this stuff. We get a release date, Friday, November 18th, which is some many days away. There's a Twitter account on Twitter posting every day until it comes out. If you want to go find that, go find them on there.
160, I think?
Something like that. It's like 160, 159 now or something like that. I don't know. Are you done dropping stuff?
No. For now, yes.
We'll come back to it here in a minute and see what happens.
We'll circle around here in a few and see what happens.
And so it fades to black, and we get this.
I don't know what to even consider about this.
I have no clue.
And people are, again, over-exaggerating and, oh, this is obviously what... No, it doesn't mean anything.
We don't know what any of this means. This is literally, like, it could be, like, related to the gimmick. It could be related to a new game coming out. We don't know. Who knows what this is?
Yeah, I got nothing on this one. It's
a bunch of fractals, which is really, really cool. And then this Pokeball going from, like, one side to the other. I just don't get it.
Multiverse.
Anywho. That...
Also, are we going to talk about Evan's meme right here on this video thumbnail?
Oh, Lastonks? Maybe later.
Are we not going to talk about how this guy, who I have no idea who it is, stole Evan's meme? I'm off it. Carl, did I lose you?
Nope, you're still here. You've just been cutting in and out.
Oh.
Your picture
I'm really
just
glad
freezes.
I'm really glad I recorded my audio.
Yeah, me too. Makes my job easier. But anywho, so we're gonna kind of maybe talk a little bit about mechanics, maybe, but mainly focus on our confirmed Pokedex.
Yes.
Things that we've seen through the trailer that we know we are getting, or at least saw that we are getting. Looking through it, there's a lot of cool VGC stuff here, right? Outside of the new Pokemon, like the starters and Lechonk and all of them, that's whatever. We're getting Raichu, the Raichu line here because we have Pikachu, obviously. I'm not sure how good Venomoth is in a regional dex format.
Oh, it's garbage. It's a Gen
bet.
1 Pokemon that was bad in Gen 1. Like, I don't know what you really expect.
We have Cantonian Meowth in Persian. I don't know if that means we're getting access to the Alolan and Galarian versions or not.
Does Venomoth get access to... Let's see, it has Tailwind. It has... Defog. Quiver Dance. No Rage Powder. That was the one I was looking for. Oh, it does get Rage Powder as an egg move.
Neat. So that's kind of cool.
I mean, like, better Butterfree?
At the moment, I think it's our only good redirector.
Dude, it's so bad. It's
Give
so
Lucario
frail.
Follow Me again.
Do it, you cowards. You
Do
won't.
it. You won't.
I know you actually won't, but please.
Trying to look through and just find like the big VGC staples that are really, really cool that people can build around.
They haven't like really announced any. Like we have like Raichu.
We have Raichu. Gengar's really good.
Like Magnezone's fine. Cloyster has done stuff.
We have T-Tar and Pelipper for weathers of sand and rain.
Jumpluff has access to like chlorophyll.
Yeah, Jumpluff like, has access to cool stuff. Alteria's Cloud9 can stop weather stuff. Salamence is the big one because that's currently, I think, our only Intimidator outside of like Staraptor.
Oh, Jumpluff also has access to Rage Powder, which I did not know.
Well, now you do. Jumpluff immediately becomes the better Rage Powder Pokemon, right?
I mean, they both need Sash to do anything, so...
Yeah, but like, Jumpluff wants Sash to begin with, and you'd rather have like Jumpluff be your Sash Pokemon than Venomoth.
Yeah, probably.
So our Intimidators currently consist of Staraptor and Salamence, I think, are the only ones.
Give Seviper Intimidate, you cowards.
Yes, please. Please do it. You won't. We have Drifblim in the game, so if we get any kind of terrain setters, we can do Unburden things there with Tailwind. That's kind of cool.
Let's see. We also have like Lucario, like we mentioned, Magnezone. I don't remember Petalil or Lilligant. Were they in
they're in the first trailer. They're the first trailer. Yeah.
Same with like Zora and Zoroark. I don't remember seeing either of them.
Yeah, I don't remember seeing either of them. I think that might just be something we saw
for a brief minute and who knows when.
Florges, cool. I don't think it's actually very good for VGC.
It's really bulky. That's about the only thing it has going for us. It's a very, very bulky like specially defensive wall.
I think Lurantis is our current best Trick Room's Pokemon right now.
You also have Ampharos, which is base 55.
The big thing for Lurantis is Contrary.
Yeah.
You just get the stat Contrary.
Magnezone also exists. Like, that's a thing that exists. Clawitzer's okay. Toxapex is more of a singles Pokemon. We obviously have my Queen Serena.
Yep, that's going to be cool. Dreadnought in a world full of grass types is going to be sad.
Dreadnought in general is kind of sad. Roly-Poly and, therefore Colossal without Dynamax is going to be sad.
Yep.
Stonjourner exists.
Power Spot's cool. In a restricted, in a limited format, like we're going to have here with a regional dex, this could be something that's kind of cool, like a supporty, depending on if it gets new moves or anything like that. Or depending on what the gimmick is. If the gimmick's cool, then it might do something cool. I don't know.
Yep.
Otherwise, there's not been a whole lot of crazy VGC stuff. It looks like a very low-powered regional dex right now. Obviously, we have limited data. We don't know anything about the new Pokemon or anything about evolutions, regional forms, anything like that.
I was counting to see how many Pokemon have actually been like announced. Including the 2 restricted, there are 82 like Pokemon here. Granted, not all the evolution lines are officially confirmed. Like, I don't know. Like, I don't think Serena was officially in the trailer, but like, Bone Sweet was.
Yeah, which I don't think they're going to give that Pokemon a regional form since it's still fairly new to the game in terms
Same
of.
with like Petalil, but like Lilligant was not revealed. So like, there's a couple things that obviously could change, and like if regional dex forms are allowed, which I have a feeling might be, then like Hisuian Lilligant could be cool. Like Hisuian Zoroark could also be really cool. Especially since like we haven't got to play with these Pokemon in their like with their regional form abilities or anything like that. Which
I don't think we even know what they are yet.
I think they have data because if you look on like Cerebee's website here, it has them. It has like Hisui and Lilligant has access to Hustle.
So they
like,
must be getting it from home.
I'm assuming. I honestly could not tell you, but I do think that is really cool. What kind of like physical stats are we looking at here? I don't know if it actually breaks it down. Huh. Who knows?
Yeah, I don't think they have it
yet. I think that could be really cool. But yeah, I honestly think, like, I mean, 82 Pokemon confirmed. Well, 82 Pokemon currently. Like, we have Tyranitar and Pelipper both as weather setters. There's got to be a Sunsetter with, like, Sunflora, Jumpluff, all these grass types running around that all have access to chlorophyll in some capacity. There's got to be a Sunsetter, may that be Ninetales or Torkoal or some new Pokemon as well. I think it'd actually be really cool to give a new Pokemon weather in some capacity, because like right now, when was the last time a Pokemon got access to a weather ability?
That's a good question. I'm not sure, actually.
I'm trying to think like the newest one. And
Gigalith was...
Yes, Gigalith is Gen 5. Hippowdon was 4.
Abomasnow was 4.
4. So I think Gen 5?
Gen 5, yeah, Gen 5 might be the last weather setter we got.
Which I don't... Even then, I don't think it had access to it until Gen 6. I could be wrong, though. Which is also when they gave like Politoed and Pelipper access to theirs, as well as Torkoal and Ninetales as well. I think gain access to them because like there was this very big like drastic difference in you had sand and you had hail, and that was basically it. There was no the only other Pokemon that had access to setting sun or rain were your restricteds. So
yeah.
Having access to Pokemon that could do so, I think, is really unique. And the fact that it's been so long since we've actually seen them, I think could make it where you could actually do it and it would actually be fine.
Yeah.
But again, you know, I don't work at Game Freak. I don't know these things. I don't know what they have planned, and I'm really hoping come in November, people are clipping this and saying, obviously he knew something. That'd be really cool.
Hey, you were kind of right. Hey, you were completely wrong. Speaking of being kind of right.
That's the best part, is people never remember what you were wrong about. But they will remember 100% of the time if you called something correct.
No, I'm pretty sure it's the opposite of that.
Yeah, who cares? It's the internet. What do they know?
So... How much speculation do you want to do about our gimmick that we didn't really get to see?
Is this where we enter the speculation zone? So I need to grab my tinfoil hat.
Go grab your tinfoil hat.
I don't actually have one. I just really wish I did for this exact instance.
Well, that sucks.
Gimmick time. Gimmick time. There's a lot of speculation running around that it's going to be some kind of iteration on messing with time and space, because specifically like time. The idea behind this all comes from like the fact that you have like different regional variations between the like the towers and the one shot there at the very beginning. You have two professors, one of which is very tribal and native, and the other is very futuristic. Your box legendaries also support this in some capacity, being you have one that has, you know, a tire on its chest, and the other one is obviously a jet plane. So there's a lot of speculation that it has something to do with time. And I think it could actually be really cool that you could make this game where you have kind of building off like what you do in like PLA, where obviously you go back in time. I think this would be really cool to like fluctuate between the two and like back in time, forward through time, and just like have something through that. I think that'd be really, really cool from like a story perspective, but at the same time, this is still a Pokemon game. This is a game made for children. So like trying to have this super in-depth like story and everything probably doesn't make sense.
Yeah.
I think I'm probably reading way too much into that. But what I think that would be really, really cool. And unfortunately, I don't think that's going to actually happen. As to what this actually means for the game, there's speculation of, okay, well, this, you can like reverse a turn or something. I no, I
No,
don't think
please
that's
God,
even
no.
slightly accurate. I think that is 1,000% incorrect in every form. I don't see how that is balanced in the slightest. And I don't know. I don't even know where to begin in like time travel plus gimmick plus, I don't know. I got a whole lot of nothing. This is, I've ranted. Your turn.
So my thoughts on the gimmick is I don't think there is one. I don't think there's a VGC gimmick.
I honestly hope not. I would like generic Pokemon game in 3D atmosphere with open world gameplay. That's good enough. Sell it, ship it. That's
Yeah.
You're giving the casual Pokemon fans everything they have wanted forever.
Yeah.
You're adding multiplayer, you're adding open world, and you're adding like obviously people are then going to complain that, oh, we don't have megas, and we don't have Z crystals, and we don't have all these other gimmicks that you have consistently added to games to try to sell them.
And that's fine. We don't need them.
But there's going to be people who complain because they don't have 1,000 Pokemon in this game.
People are going to find something to complain about because they just want to complain. That's just it's what it is, and that's the world we live in right now.
Did you miss the part earlier where I ranted for like 3 minutes that the textures of the ground looked weird?
Yep.
Like, I am literally exaggerating. Like, I am literally showcasing this to the T. Like, do I think this game looks good compared to like the last games we've had? Yeah, I think it looks great. I'm really excited for this. I'm going to play the ever-loving ton out of this game. I am very excited for this. And I just want people to, like, I know people are going to overly analyze this just like we have today, but in a negative sense, and say, oh, obviously this looks terrible. They're not even touching the ground or something, just whatever, man. Like, just let people have fun with what they like. Is that too much to ask?
I guess. I don't know.
Probably.
Yeah, like, I don't think there's going to be a VGC gimmick this time around. I think it's mainly just going to be a game gimmick. Like, you use it in the story mode, maybe, but, like, it's not going to translate to VGC at all.
See, the actual gimmick is the friends we made along the way.
Exactly.
And it's not going to be a VGC format. It's going to be rotating multi-battles.
Oh, God. Please, no. But yeah, like,
Carl, if it is, are we being partners next year for events?
I guess that's what we're gonna have to do. But yeah, like, looking, like, with talking about it, going back over that trailer multiple times, I think the gimmick is just open world multiplayer. Like, that makes sense as a selling point. That's what the game's going to sell as. And I don't think there's just a spot to put any kind of, like, crazy turn-based changing gimmick kind of thing. Like, we went from Gen 4 with no real big gimmick. We went with Gen 5, we had gems. Gen 6 was megas. Gen 7 was Z moves. Gen 8 is Dynamax. I feel like we've probably pushed the boundaries a little too far, and they just need to step back some.
I think, like, looking back, one of the big things about Gen 7, obviously they also removed gyms. And I think that's something that people kind of overlook when talking about that game is, oh, it was a step in adding Z crystals to the game, and that was the gimmick. No, the actual, like, story gimmick was removing gyms and making it island-based.
Yeah.
And honestly, I don't think that's the, like, correct way of doing things, and I think they've learned from like those sales numbers that people like the generic Pokemon formula. We need to stick to it in some capacity, and making this where you could potentially fight the gyms in any order, and having them scale to your levels or something like that based on the number of badges you have or something like that. And level scaling is nothing new. It is not something that is a foreign concept, especially in today's games. I have been playing a ton of Diablo Immortal the last couple of days, which is, it's the mobile Diablo game that they had huge memes about when they first announced it. And I'm pretty sure there's level scaling in it, like everything, all the mobs and everything I've been fighting. I'm in the first area and I'm fighting stuff that I should probably one shot if this is like typical vanilla game.
Mm-hmm.
But it's not, because level scaling exists.
Yeah.
So I don't know why Pokemon can't also introduce that.
I don't see a reason why they don't. You have to remember, this is still a game marketed towards young children, and so it can be harder.
True.
It can be harder to implement, but definitely something that could easily be done. Because if you think about it, it's like, because Pokemon evolve at certain levels, it can be harder to apply that effectively and still have Pokemon evolve, or have gym leaders have certain Pokemon and things like that. My expectation is you have to do the first gym. The first gym's going to be the same no matter what, and
that's
then
when the game opens.
And then it just opens up to everything.
Which, if that's the case, I'm fine with that.
Yeah,
I'm completely okay with that. I also don't need the game to be, all right, you've gotten one badge, go beat the rest of the game. I struggle with open world games.
Oh, I know.
I very much enjoy having a checklist of things to do in my games when I'm playing like casually, and not have, and like even like with Pokemon and everything, it's just like, all right, well, I have a goal that I want to do. This is what I'm going to do.
You need direction.
Yes, yeah. If you can believe it, I struggle if I'm left on my own.
Yeah. So this game probably will not strike with you well if this is what it's going to be.
Because I still haven't beat PLA. I haven't unlocked the second area, I don't think. And I'm
goodness.
20 hours into that game.
I'm 80 hours in, and I haven't done the post game yet.
Yeah. Because, again, they gave me a checklist of things I have to do, Carl, and I have to do all of them before I can move on.
No, you don't. You can just move on. It's fine.
See,
now, here's the thing. Part of the stuff in that area you can't get until later in the game anyway.
I know, that's the problem.
Like,
my caveman brain says, Carter, you have to do these.
You're not going to be able to access
means good.
Infernape until you get Surf.
But you can get Monferno, and therefore I can get Infernape.
No. You can't get the Alpha Infernape.
True. But I can do everything else.
There's also a specific quest that requires Combee in that area.
Yep. I know.
You need to go and do that still, in which you need Surf for, because you can't get it otherwise.
You now see my problem.
You just need to learn the move on.
I need direction.
It's giving you direction. It's just telling you to leave the area.
But it also told me I need to do stuff.
Yeah.
I have to complete the Pokédex to make myself feel good, Carl.
I didn't even do that. I think I'm like 8-star in my game.
I think I'm like 7. So.
Like, I finished the game at 8 because 9 and 10 are pretty much like post game. Like, you can only get them through post game. But I'm excited for more open world games. I loved like Breath of the Wild and things like that, being able to just play at my own pace, go and do whatever I want to do. If I wanted to go grind resources, I could go do that. If I wanted to go and fight bad guys, I can go do that. If I wanted to actually progress the story, I could go do that. It was a lot of fun playing those kinds of games. Those are my style of RPGs, and I'm excited to play a Pokemon game doing that.
I'm excited, man. I really hope that this is a successful game and something that the franchise needs. I think it could use a reset back to vanilla, essentially, and just be, okay, here you go. Here's the game that people want, I hope. And, obviously PLA was a huge success. All the feedback on that game was very, very positive from what I've seen.
Mm-hmm.
People love the idea of having the ability to play and however they wanted. The fact that, it's not, all right, you have a gym, go to the next town, fight some trainers on the way, and also get your next gym badge.
Yeah.
The fact that you could do 100 different things, and like we just talked about, we have played these games vastly different, and that's a good thing. The fact that you're not stuck doing one thing over and over and over again, or for the sake of like, the fact that each playthrough can be completely different is good, I think.
Mm-hmm.
I'm excited for that.
With that being said, I think that's all we got for today.
I think you're probably about right.
You ready to get on out of here?
I think so, man.
Okay.
I think this is a very good, productive episode, and I'm hoping that people agree. I saw a tweet the other day of, what if Gen 9's gimmick is just every generation's gimmick combined into one game?
Oh god, no.
And I replied, including but not limited to removing the physical and special split.
Go back to Gen 1. Let's go. Fun fact, I am like 1500 on Gen 1 random battles.
Dude, that's absurd. I think I'm at like 1350, and I feel like I'm really high, and then I look and I'm nowhere near anyone.
Like, I'm really good at Gen 1 random battles. Let's go to that. I like that kind of game. Let's play that VGC.
Yeah, can that be Gen 1 double random battles?
Let's go. Okay, let's get out of here.
I agree. As always, everyone, thank you so much for watching. Like, comment, subscribe if you're listening on YouTube. If you are listening over on Spotify or Apple or any of the other podcasts, make sure you check out the YouTube page as well. Ring the bell for notifications when new stuff goes live, all that good stuff. And, if you're listening on the other platforms, make sure you drop a 5-star review anywhere that you can. It really does help us out. It spreads the word of the podcast and gets people to interact with us as well, which is obviously a very good thing. Past that, you can always check out the website at lrlessons.com. There's our merch page up on there. You can go and buy yourself a fancy t-shirt or a coffee mug, which is out in the car. I'm so good
My
at this,
hat's
I
in the
swear.
other room.
There's all kinds of merch on there, and if you're interested, go check that out. While you are online, of course, go and check us out on Twitter at LRLessons, myself at Mr. Missouri 25, Carl's at Musical VGC. Carl and I are both also on Twitch at Mr. Missouri 25 and at Musical. Go and check us out there. Drop us a follow, drop us a sub if you really like us. And, come and join the community Discord where you can get to hang out with us and all of our good friends and everyone else who is involved in our community. It's fantastic. I love our community. It's just genuinely amazing.
Yep.
I think that's everything. I think I've hit everything on the first try.
Twitch, Twitter, YouTube, podcast stuff, Anchor support.
If you want to support us financially and for some reason don't want a sick t-shirt,
don't want to pay for something,
you can always go over to Anchor. That link is down in the show notes. And for as little as 20 or 25 cents an episode, you can support us financially and keep the lights on and all that good stuff.
Yep.
And support me while I move.
Yeah. Say, I'm taking over laddering probably for the next couple weeks at least.
Yeah. I honestly, I text you today. I'm just like, how late do you need that? Because I don't know when I'm going to record it.
I'm just going to record them myself then at that point. So you get to see my pretty mug all week. I'm gonna say
it's absurd. Because we're moving to my grandfather's, who we need to clean his house so we can make space for us, while also packing an entire apartment and trying to move it into said space. It's a lot, but yeah, only a little stressed and all that, but we'll figure it out. So
moving sucks. I can confirm.
yeah, hopefully this will be one of the last times we had to do it, but whatever. We'll figure it out as it happens. But I think that's all I got for this week, everyone. Thank you so much for watching and listening, and until next week, have a good one. Peace.